Yo. Welcome, everybody. This is Chris from DogeLordCoffee.com, and I have with me Sarah and Lexi from the American Pitbull Foundation. Why don't you guys go ahead and say hello?
Hey, everyone.
So I would like to show the audience what the American Pitbull Foundation is all about. So, Sarah, why don't you go ahead and start that? And then after we do the whole introductions and whatnot, let's talk about where the American Pitbull Foundation is headed, where DogeLord is headed, and how we can best help each other.
Yeah, great. Thanks so much for giving us the opportunity to have a really cool platform to get information out there about what this organization is all about and what we do. We are primarily an education organization, really, that is built around dispelling myths and helping the pit bull type dogs that are at the top of the list for abandonment, neglect, abuse in this country. And so we like doing that through education. We have 4 primary programs within the organization to fulfill our mission of responsible dog ownership. And those are our humane education program for kids pre-K all the way through high school. We do advocacy. So obviously we are against breed-specific legislation and debunking old nasty pit bull myths. We have our outreach segment, which is serving the underserved populations. So, people that don't have access to adequate nutrition for their dogs or housing or vaccinations and spay neuter. Those are things that we provide for the community. And then obviously our flagship program, which we're always so super excited to talk about, which is Operation Sidekick. That is our shelter dog to service dog program. And we whelp, raise, and train puppies as service dogs for veterans with PTSD. And we do that with rescued dogs. So those are kind of the 4 primary programs. And obviously a lot going on. We're very multimodal in our approach to our mission, but that's a little bit about our organization and kind of what we're all about.
That is amazing. And how long have you guys been around?
Since 2010.
So for 12 years now, you have been helping rescue, pits, amazing dogs. I believe they ranked number 2 as far as the most lovable and well-trainable dogs, next to a golden retriever.
Test. That's right.
So I grew up with Rottweilers, and, I had a pit myself, and she was like the most lovable thing ever. I'd fall asleep working my crazy graveyard shift, and she'd sneak into the room and just head right there, all the time. Yeah. And we got her as a puppy. I told the kids I didn't want the dog, because I was always working all the time. But I will tell you this. She slept with the kids, alternating, whoever's room she was available in, and those were the safest kids ever. So that's one thing that was near and dear to my heart. Being a veteran, being a former pit bull owner, and the fact that they are working dogs. They were bred to be working dogs. I think what you guys are doing is amazing, and I just wanted to support you guys as much as I could. So really excited to have you here. Let's talk about COVID, how that affected APBF, and let's just start there.
Yeah, so it had a pretty massive impact on our organization. And one of the biggest reasons is because of the programs that we provide for the community. Those are, face-to-face programs. Those are in person. So our outreach program, for example, these are people that we find because we're knocking door to door. These aren't people that find us because they have access to internet or smartphones or anything else. So our services are literally provided through other partnership organizations, like working with Team Rubicon, or if we're working with the American Red Cross to install, smoke alarms. We come out there with them. And the dogs that we find in the community, those are the ones that we offer to help. So not being able to do that door-to-door service, essentially, and get out there into the community where these needs are happening was huge. So our outreach program almost completely shut down just for a brief period until we were able to adapt on the fly and find other ways to reach out to the community. Our shelter to service dog program, all of our volunteers and fosters train in person in group classes every single week. We were not able to hold those, and so we had to completely stop intake on litters from the shelters from rescue to be able to raise and train, because we just weren't able to host our classes and be in the same room. Everybody was, kind of shut down and quarantining, and you're only supposed to be around your immediate family. So we weren't able to intake any litters or any dogs for that program because we couldn't host our training sessions for those dogs. Because again, with the way that we run things, we have fosters and volunteers that help to train these dogs, and we have to train them how to do it. These aren't professionals. So that was pretty hard on us too. And then one of the more difficult situations we were put in was just donations in general, with so many uncertainties and with people not being able to work because everything shut down. We saw a significant decline, and this is not just us that saw the significant decline, but it affected us majorly to see such a drop in donations. And we rely heavily on those donations because that's what makes our program run. That's what makes our foundation run. So it was really heartbreaking to see, us climb year after year after year after year, and then literally drop, a good 5, 6, 7 years in terms of where we had come from in terms of donations. And that doesn't just affect the year that you're in, that affects the following year also, because you're packing away money to be able to support programs moving forward, not just in that year that you're currently in. And so it hit us pretty hard. And it took us a moment to kind of, shake it off and say, okay, well, guess what? We need to adapt. We need to figure out what else we're going to do to make this work and get back up and keep on going. So, yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, that's kind of like the old saying, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That was literally 10 years forward and 5 years back.
Yeah, it was.
And so, when I saw your videos on YouTube from the American Pitbull Foundation, and the fact that Operation Sidekick was a thing, and I'm just like, oh, this is perfect, and then to hear that you guys actually had to actually stop operations, that hurt me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know these people, and it hurts. I'm literally crying right now.
Oh.
Because
take your time.
Yeah.
I'm giving you
the veterans.
hugs.
Thank you. The veterans suicide rate is real.
Yeah.
It's never affected me in a manner that you'd think by my reaction, but having friends that I have dealt with all that hurts. And it matters. So to see that you guys actually had to stop operations, I had to do something, So, give me 1 more minute.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, I really get it. And honestly, your reaction, like, that's why we want to do this work. Like, that's why we're here. And I've really felt what you were saying, because I'm just like, my father is a veteran, and not quite in the same way, but I'm like, he struggles too. I was just like, veteran, for everything that veterans have done, is just the lack of support when they come home. It's really hurtful and staggering.
Mm.
Yeah, I was just like, you're okay.
Yeah, it is. That is one of the tougher things that we face, is that there is such a huge and heavy need that even when we were running at full capacity, we weren't coming anywhere close to being able to, fill that void. We're literally just kind of plugging the holes in the boat and taking buckets and trying to dump it out before the boat overflows. And so it is quite a setback, and it's really kind of saddening, but I think that the voice is getting out there, that the word is getting out there about the fact that veterans don't have the support that they need when they come back. We are losing way more veterans to suicide after their service and their time is up, as opposed to war,
Yeah.
actually in the field. And that's kind of crushing. And to think that, this is something that everybody can play a role in doing something about. Everyone says how proud they are and how supportive they are of our service members. And this is where you put your money where your mouth is, or your volunteer hours where your mouth is. And you know what? Okay, great. I hear what you're saying. Show me that you mean that. And I think part of the battle to that has been that people don't know about the need. People don't know how much of a problem this is. And so getting that education out there to the masses by whatever way possible, YouTube platforms, podcasts, everything,
Yep.
to say, hey, we have a very real problem here. And by the way, we have solutions. We have things that we can do about this. This isn't a conundrum that we haven't solved yet. And our organization with our program is one of those ways. It doesn't mean it's the way for every veteran. Not every veteran, we can't save every veteran with a dog, but we can certainly do a lot, and we can certainly treat a lot of cases. But I think awareness in particular about the problem in general is kind of the first step. So yeah, I really like that you're kind of at the forefront of that too, by not only just getting involved, but utilizing your own platforms to say, hey guys, this is a conversation that needs to be had. There are things that we can do about this. And there are things that everyone can do to lend a hand to help, whether it's donating, just public awareness, education, having conversations, checking in on your neighbor that's a veteran, things like that. There's always something that anybody can do.
Exactly. Thank you. So yeah, spreading the word, I know me personally, to help try to get your guys' attention, but also raise awareness. I actually hired an Instagram manager and a Twitter manager for a while. And my Twitter manager was taking a lot of your guys' photos and doing some dual branding, and then trying to do a positive message on top of it to try to bring people to your guys' platform while growing ours as well. So I know that I'm planning on doing more of that. I'm planning on doing as much as I can, just getting you guys in front of, my audience, and I know that, with enough traction, we could probably, hopefully, get you guys back on track where you were headed before the 5-year setback, that you guys experienced. Where are you guys right now as far as getting back on track?
We're doing much better. It does seem that people are starting to normalize once again. I won't say that it's back to normal by any stretch, because a lot of, even just, for some of the grants that we write for, grants that we've relied on in the past because of COVID and because of causes that are trending, right? Animal welfare trended for a long time. And that was great. We were able to ride that out. But things are different now, especially post-pandemic, or, not post, but, coming on the uprise from this setback anyhow is, so some of the grants that were available to us prior are not available to us so easily anymore, or they've shifted focus. And so now we're having to find new avenues, but things are definitely back in the right direction. At least we're not declining anymore. We're on the rise again. Some of our former donors are now coming back now that things are more stable with their jobs and their lives. So it's definitely doing things differently moving forward, and that's okay. Adaptation is part of the process, and if any group is able to roll with the punches, so to speak, obviously an organization surrounding something so controversial as pit bull type dogs can roll with that. But it's not as easy as it was before, just because so much has changed. But the good news is that we are at least moving in the right direction in terms of some of our older donors coming back and newer people coming on board, and people getting back into donating once again. It's just a matter of finding and aligning with those newer animal welfare or veteran opportunities, since some of the grants that used to be available to us aren't anymore.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Lexi, you've been quiet a whole long time. By the way, bless you. I saw that earlier. So how let's talk about you. Where did you get to the point where you were like, I need to be a part of this organization, and why?
Well, for me, so I'm a recent college grad. And for me, I had always wanted to work in, I always wanted to get into the nonprofit sector. So I first was thinking about what do I care about, and animal welfare being one of them. And honestly, I was really lucky to find APBF and meet Sarah and be able to join the team. Like something I had always said when I was trying to think about where I wanted to take my career was I just want to do meaningful work. I would say, like, I feel like so many of us get burnt out because the work that we do every day, you know, it doesn't enrich, it doesn't add like enrichment to our souls, right? And I feel like for me here at APBF, this is what I was looking for. I feel really good being here and doing work that matters. It makes me so happy when I help people and I hear back from them saying thank you, or if someone reaches back out to me and they still need help, being able to take the time to help them, to be able to help them in their situation. I feel like I might have lost my train of thought there for a second, but basically, I'm happy here because the work I do here is good. I say it's a good cause to get behind.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So, I want to jump forward a little bit. Just interject real quick. How'd you guys like the coffee?
Okay.
I haven't gotten to try it just yet, and I'm super excited because I'm a coffee nut, and I love trying different coffees, but I have not had the opportunity yet.
The biggest heartbreak for me has been the fact that my Keurig gave up on me. So now I have to get a new one. So, yeah. So I was like geared up, ready to go, and it decided it had enough. So, and I haven't had a chance to get a new one yet. But no. So but when I opened the box and I saw it, and I was like, ooh, Chris sent us something really good, and I can't wait to try it.
Likewise. So I have to ask too, should I pull out the French press for this one or run it through the coffee maker? What's your thought on that?
Honestly, it really depends on your taste preference. I have yet to try it on the French press. I actually ordered one. It's on the way. But I've used the Mr. Coffee, drip filtered one. I've used my espresso machine, also Mr. Coffee, and I purposely bought a Keurig just so I could show people how to use the stainless steel reusable things that are on my store currently. I literally bought a Keurig just to show people how to use the stainless steel.
Yeah, because I don't remember when I first saw it, I was just like, what am I supposed to do with this?
So,
but you learn.
Yes. So I have tried it all three ways. It really depends on your taste preference. And if you haven't tried one yet, get on Lexi and like literally, it's like I want to try the coffee now because
yes.
I'm thoroughly enjoying it right now. I kind of wish you were joining me right now.
I'm kind of jealous. You're just making me. I'm gonna have to make a pot of coffee after we have this conversation because now I'm like craving coffee. I'm supposed to be cutting back on coffee in the afternoons. Thanks a lot, Chris.
Not at all. This is my second pot of the day. No, I'm serious. So a little history about me. Before I started a coffee company, I'm working like 16-hour days, and I'm still working 16-hour days because the coffee company hasn't like launched, like taken off and created job replacing income. But 16 hours a day, I start my day at work at 3 a.m. and I'll have a tall coffee and a Monster, and then I go to my first break, I get another coffee. So 2 coffees and a Monster just to start my day.
I've been there.
Yeah. On the worst days, like this is usually on a Saturday after we do our Friday night live stream and we stay up late. Instead of going to bed when I first come home, I stay up late for the live stream on our YouTube channel. And I'll get maybe 2-3 hours of sleep for another 16-hour day. That might be a 5 coffee, 2 Monster day. Since doing the coffees from DogeLord Coffee, I've stopped doing energy drinks completely. And the most I do is maybe 2 coffees a day. Like 2 of the tall coffees, in preparation for work.
Perfect.
But when I'm at home and I have nothing else to do but work on my computer, I don't know what water is.
I'm telling you, there's something about it that helps the creative process. You cannot convince me otherwise.
Absolutely. Now, I do believe I sent you, how many bags did you get, Lexi?
I'm trying to remember. It was about 4 bags.
Okay, so 4 bags,
Yeah.
2 mugs, 2 shirts, and 2 hoodies.
Yes.
All right.
I also really love my hoodie, by the way.
Isn't it nice?
It's so comfy. I was just like, oh, it's so soft on the inside.
Now, I have to ask, Sarah, have you had your hoodie or t-shirt or mug yet?
I have nothing yet. I have to go.
Lexi.
No, I know. I set it on her desk. It's just Sarah doesn't always have time to get to the office because she's here, there, and everywhere. But no, I haven't stolen it for myself. I promise.
Personally,
I wouldn't fault you if you did, but
I know where she lives, so she can't. But I do. We got to send you one of our OS hoodies. We'll send you one of those.
Oh,
those are pretty cozy too.
Yes. So speaking of sending each other, stuff. Okay, let's talk about what I would like to be able to do for you guys in the future. Obviously, send you guys coffee for not just your own personal enjoyment, but also for content. I know you guys do photos a lot with the dogs, videos as well. Like I think it would be totally awesome to actually have the puppies fighting over bags of coffee. It's like Black Rifle Coffee was like a huge inspiration for me.
Yeah.
They are always featuring their dogs.
Yeah, and Grounds and Hounds is another one, if you haven't seen theirs yet.
Yeah, so I think we should totally move forward doing something like that. It's easier for me to send you coffee than it is for you to send me puppies for photos, okay?
We can arrange that too. I mean, just saying.
Sounds like fun. All right. So let's talk about, before we get too far into what we could do together, let's talk about where APBF is headed, like immediately, and as far as like the future, and then we'll jump in, see where DogeLord is going as well, and then what we could do to work together to accomplish both of our goals.
Yeah, that'd be great. Honestly, I mean, this organization is all about impact. And so really over the next year, we are putting together plans, some pretty big plans as to how to raise enough funds to actually build a facility where we can raise, house, and train not only just our service dogs in training, but also bring our veterans to stay on campus and work with their dogs and train with their dogs, because we also support the veterans in the training process and that matching and pairing process just as much as we support the dogs that we're training in the program. So one of the biggest hurdles to the impact that we're able to have is that we do this out of volunteer and foster homes. We have no actual facility. We have an office, but we don't have anywhere that we can house our dogs and house our veterans conveniently. So in order to actually get to a level where we're not just scooping buckets of water out of the boat to, postpone thinking, we really want to be able to, see our impact times 10, times 20. And in order to do that, we need a home base. And so this whole year is all about getting together that awesome plan and kicking off a capital campaign to be able to raise the money to be able to build a facility where we can house these programs. Now, the side fund to it is, even though Operation Sidekick is kind of the program that's taking over the facility because we need it for our veterans and our service dogs, we will also be able to host other programs that fit within the other 4 pillars of our program or our organization. So we do plan on having a library where we can host our humane education after school programs for kids and a number of other things like volunteer training workshops. So even though it's pretty much formulated around this whole concept of what can we do to have a bigger impact with our service dogs, the entirety of the organization's mission still can fit within that one building. So big plans for us. We're hoping to launch fundraisers, do whatever we can to call people together within the community, again, bring awareness about the issue as to why we're trying to do this, and focus on how we can make a much bigger impact in the future with our programs.
I'm loving this idea of a facility. Now, when you say, like, correct me if I misunderstood this. You're trying to have a facility that allows for the housing of both the dogs and the potential owners, at the same time during the training weeks.
Yeah, so our dogs would stay on site and train, come in and out off site because a lot of them train in public or at homes. And once they're close to ready to being matched, having a place where we can have our veterans come and stay with us on campus. So during their matching and their training periods, they're right there in house with us. They can have so we do these go home evenings with our veterans. So when they stay in hotels here with us, or they're close by and they're at home, we'll send the dogs home with them for like an overnight or a weekend overnight stay. And so that would be something that we would be able to facilitate right there on our own property, which would make things a lot easier and much less expensive for us.
I was thinking to myself, it'd be kind of tongue-in-cheek to actually have the veterans stay in what looks like a barracks. Let that be the facility.
We're going to check their folded sheets in the morning, too.
Oh, white glove for fur.
Right, exactly. Did you lint roll this dog bed this morning before showing up for breakfast?
Oh man, I'm so excited for what you guys have moving forward. So, for me, DogeLord Coffee, one of the reasons why I created the NFT Roadmap was because I hadn't figured out a way to actually support you guys monetarily, and I figured, okay, I needed to create a mechanism to actually support APBF, but that was determinant upon me being able to, hit certain roadmap checkpoints and be able to get to that point where I could actually create the NFT, like whole platform, like a whole separate, deal over there, and integrate it into my website however I could, as best as I could. Because currently, like to be able to take an exchange where you can purchase NFTs and host it on your website is like a $2,000 a month deal.
Whew.
Yeah. Ooh. So, yeah, wasn't doing that.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
A bit much.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and share with you a couple things. So one, I just had a notification pop up. Hey, your 40 minutes is almost up on Zoom. It's like, you need to upgrade your plan. I'm like, again? So I was like, oh, crap. That's right. I haven't had to use Zoom as a platform like this to do interviews in a while. So I was like, that's a bill I don't need. Let me just hold off on that.
Right.
So we'll just go ahead and fix that before this thing shuts down. That would be embarrassing. All right.
Thanks a lot, Susan.
I know, right?
That's probably how they get a lot of people, though, because you go into like panic mode, like, oh my gosh, I only have so much time left. I have to do this right now. So
Yes.
They probably get a lot of spontaneous purchases that way.
Especially with that little timer just sitting above your sitting above your video.
Yep, that timer right there. It's like, yep, we're gonna get rid of that right now. All right. Okay, please do not close this page. Updating and place order.
Like that sometimes.
Life is like that sometimes, yes, absolutely. So, perfect. And the timer disappeared. Yay! We're saved. Okay, so I created the mechanism for the NFTs moving forward, not knowing how to donate. Okay, so we're catching up, and then then I was able to actually figure out how to make it so that we could donate with each purchase of coffee or each product. Any product on DogeLord Coffee now has the capability of, donating. Sarah, have you seen this yet?
Seen what? You're talking about the links on the site?
Yes. Have you seen
Not recently, but I did look at it and I went all through the website and everything in the channels just to take a peek at things. But I'll go ahead and pull that up now and take a peek at it too.
I'll do a screen share right now.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
That way everybody can see it.
Perfect.
All right, so screen one. There it is. There's the one. So here at DogeLord Coffee,
Yeah.
we have all sorts of awesome stuff.
Love how nice and clean the site is.
Thank you. Did you like this?
Yeah.
It's like I took the liberty of designing some stuff featuring you guys. It's like I don't have their permission at all to use any of this. I'm just gonna make it so obvious that I want to be a part of their program. They have no choice but to respond. So, but it worked. Here you are.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So, this was key right here. Finding this little bit of information right here. You know, you shop, we give. You know, your purchase of this product. Whoops, zoomed in. Purchase of this product donates $1.90 to support the American Pit Bull Foundation, and that's just, you know, it's 10% of everything. You know.
Yeah, that's great.
On a 5-pound bag, $8 goes to the American Pit Bull Foundation, and it's automatic, and it doesn't cost anybody anything extra. That comes out of my profits. You know, it's sent directly to you immediately. You know, and that's good for everything. It's good on the accessories. I got rid of a bunch of things. I had my own coffee pot on here. From a Chinese supplier. I'm like, I just found an American supplier. I'm buying American from now on.
Nice.
So, yes. So everything here, everything, you know, a portion of it goes towards the American Pit Bull Foundation. Like even the Buy the Drip t-shirt, instead of Buy the Dip for cryptocurrency investors, it's Buy the Drip. It's got the Bitcoin logo, the Dogecoin logo, and, you know, the coffee stuff. It's fun.
So that's clean.
Nice.
Thank you. And we got the mugs as well. Bitcoin Millionaire loading. That's a fun one.
I feel like it's gold.
Yeah, that was kind of the point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so not so much this. So this is, I don't know if you are aware of this, but this is what it looks like if you're mining cryptocurrency. This is what your screen shows when you are mining cryptocurrency. You can see the code going down,
really cool.
supporting the blockchain. So this is
Yeah, my husband's a developer, so he'd be all about that. But that's gibberish to me.
It's all.
No, but I like, even still, I like it aesthetically. Like, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So all of these right here, like everything, you know, there's even the affiliates. You know, people can sign up for the affiliate program.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I'm all about trying to help, you know, spread the word and, you know, make sure that other people are taken care of.
Yeah.
You know,
affiliate programs are the way to go too. That's a great organic way to grow.
So here's the really cool thing, and this was brought up to me by one of my YouTube teammates. He was like, you know, with the implementation of being able to donate in the cart, like right there in the cart, I don't necessarily need the roadmap anymore. It's certainly definitely a good mechanism that I could still use for the future. It's just now there's less pressure to focus on getting this done and more focus on building the business itself, you know, and work on coffee subscriptions. Coffee subscriptions, by the way, you know, if people go ahead and do that, those also get automatically donated.
Yeah, and a lot of people like that option. Just send it when I need it kind of thing, and keep it coming so I don't have to go in and do all the work to reorder again. Exactly.
Now, I did manage to mock up a few things because I noticed that on your website you had, let's see, apbf.org.
Yes.
That dog.
That dog.
There it is. So, over here, you're talking about the Operation Sidekick and everything, but there was something that I wanted to talk about specifically, and it was the online shop. Lexi, were you able to communicate what I had talked about with Sarah about the shop?
I believe so. I thought I forwarded it, but I know what we were talking about was things like, what was it? I know I had it sitting here about like dog bowls and like a lot of like dog accessories and things like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
So
I know I had it here.
So there's something that I could do depending on what your website's able to do. So like, is your site like a WordPress or Shopify? Like what is your store?
Yeah, it is built on WordPress.
Built on WordPress. Okay, so finding the connections that I have to and see if they have connections on WordPress, we could do that. Or something that DogeLord Coffee can do is we can expand your product listing on DogeLord Coffee itself. Create a whole new collection that just says the American Pit Bull Foundation collection, and then we could have like dual branded stuff and whatnot. But the big thing was, we could have a T-shirt, or we can have a hat, and a hat's good. T-shirt's good for 6 to 10 years, and after the money's come in for that initial purchase, people feel good. They're wearing something. I'm supporting the APBF. 10 years down the line, they've never spent another dime. It's not really helping anything other than start a conversation if somebody has the inclination to ask. So seeing that, I'm like, let DogeLord be a sense of recurring commissions. Like if I can get coffee subscriptions, with each coffee subscription, having that capability to support APBF, awesome. But also not just the coffee subscriptions, expanding what you currently have, I think might be another avenue as well. For instance, we could do dog beds. I went ahead and pre-designed you guys.
Beds, like dog collars, which I thought were really cute.
Yeah. So
couple barriers, and just to play devil's advocate a little bit, but one of the reasons we don't have a wide selection of merchandise is because, well, two things really. It's twofold. So merchandise is more of an awareness campaign. You're right with the conversations. You buy a hat, it's a conversation starter. People, whenever I wear my veterans and pit bulls, love to comment on that. So on days that I'm feeling particularly introverted, I don't wear it. But it is more awareness campaign because the profit margins can be tricky. Most of the items that we purchase, you've got minimum orders. They're not, anything that's not a minimum order usually has a very small profit margin. So you have to sell a lot in order to really make a turnaround on it. So that's one of the reasons that we haven't expanded a whole lot into the merchandise sector, is because it is more of our awareness budget and our awareness campaigns, and because that's what people like. It makes them feel good to wear clothing or to have something on them or to support small businesses that represent something bigger in the community. So definitely something we have to have. But I would certainly be open to other options to kind of get an idea of what else we could offer, because we haven't really changed our product line over the past few years. It's kind of been the same. So I think a refresher would be a great idea. But I'm not sure how many items we'd be looking to add to it, and what it depend on what the initial upfront costs would be too, so we can look at budgeting for that as well.
Yeah. So as far as expanding your product line without upfront costs, because you're talking about ordering in bulk, and having that and then shipping it out yourselves basically, or having a third-party logistics company send it out for you. Something that we could look at potentially is maybe doing a print on demand style. For instance, very a lot of what I don't have a bulk of hoodies hiding somewhere. Like the hoodies don't exist until somebody orders one, and then they print it up and they ship it out for me.
Also do one-offs. Yeah.
Yes. So, like for instance, like this, here's a a round floor cushion. We could rename it as a, dog cushion, but, price $159 right there. Like, we have an actual dog bed for like $192, or $92. And so finding, from all these different platforms, print on demand style, it means that you wouldn't have to deal with doing bulk orders. And if DogeLord Coffee is able to help by expanding a product line on DogeLord Coffee, then, it could potentially just front load you guys with the funds, instead of going through and using your guys' advertising budget for these products. I don't know if that makes sense, but basically,
Yeah, no.
So something that to consider is, all of the different platforms that I have access to give me access to things like, rounded doormats that we could rename pet mats, or we have actual pet mats. We also I have access to pet shirts, like doggy shirts,
People who ask about that.
There it is. There it says Operation Sidekick right there on it. Let's go ahead. So I can certainly expand what you guys are capable of offering if we were to decide to leverage, my platform and all the profits go in your direction when it comes to the pet products. For instance, we have pet ID tags. We can do that. We got. Oh, here's a fun one. So, coasters. We have license plates. We could do license plates or license plate frames. A hanging paw door sign, or bone door sign. We could rename a car back seat organizer to a pet organizer.
Yeah.
And then with that pet organizer, sell it as a bundle that goes with something like, here we go. The pet seat cover for the back of your SUV.
Yes.
Or something, We could design all of these. Or let's say you have pets indoors, obviously, dealing with service dogs. We're going to have pets indoors, Maybe sofa protectors, sunshades, let's say APBF on them.
Yeah.
Having access to all of these different providers, like stickers. Like, I know you guys had stickers, but there's they have hologram stickers, they have vinyl stickers. Like, we could do bumper stickers. I went ahead and designed one up right there for you.
Yes, the vinyl stickers, we can actually front those in bulk, because we do. So in the past, we've used whatchamacallit, Mule.
Sticker Mule.
Sticker Mule. There we go.
Sticker Mule is very great when it comes to purchasing bulk amounts of stickers.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they're usually really reasonable, so it's a little easier to purchase something in bulk like that than some of the other stuff. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the vinyls. People like the vinyls. They can stick them on their computer or their car or whatever.
Yeah. So, something else that I could provide, this is like an entire list of, pet products. We have like pet mat, like actual legitimate pet mats, dog collars, pet bandanas, pet beds, like $26, much more affordable.
Yeah.
Pet bowl, pet feeding mats, leashes, tank tops, more pet mats, bandanas, tags. Like, we could legitimately expand the line. It wouldn't be a form of recurring income like, a coffee subscription would be, but by expanding the line, and not having to order in bulk, I think would definitely and greatly help you guys And if there's a way to get these connected onto WordPress, I can certainly help you design some stuff, being familiar with these platforms.
Okay.
Or worst case scenario, and it's not able to be compatible with WordPress, I could host an entire APBF collection dedicated to expanding your guys' line. Oh, and plush toys. We could plush chew toys,
Yes.
with APBF T-shirts on them, or
Yeah. Or an image of a dog fighter, a chew toy, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely limitless what we could do. Somewhere on here, I saw it earlier. There was also a full truck bed decal, for the entire
Like a wrap.
the entire just for the back bed piece.
Yeah.
So we could totally expand that way. Here's some fun stuff. The doggy hoodies. I went ahead and had some fun designing one. And I think it turned out all right. I got some dual branding on there. Let's see. So there's the pocket right there. We got Operation Sidekick.
I don't think I can see it.
Yeah, we're not seeing the same screen. Every once in a while it flashes to the product page, but right now it's on our APBF page
Oh, no. Okay.
for some reason.
I get it now. I get it. I know why. Hang on. It's because I'm not sharing the actual legitimate screen. I'm just sharing the internet.
Ha.
There we go. Ta-da.
There we are.
Now I
There
can
we
see
go.
it.
There we go.
It's pretty cool.
So we have a couple other ones. Operation. Right there. He's got the patch right there on his shoulder.
Hug life.
Or puppy. Pitbull puppy. When it gets a little bit older.
Right? Those are cute.
And they do go up to extra large, double extra large sizes. So
Okay.
it should provide some really cool, people want this type of stuff. I think being able to help you guys expand your line would definitely do a lot of good for both of our brands. I have just a little sleeve art right there, but I think helping you guys expand, that's the best strategy right there. It's if I could spread awareness, get some fun videos or photos or whatnot, get people excited about, hey, check out this cool puppy, he's playing with coffee, and people are into coffee, and then they find out, oh, it says APBF. Well, who's that? It just raises awareness for you guys as well. So
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
so we have sunshades. We could do APBF sunshade with, or another t-shirt. Here's a fun one. And I think that's it for now.
Okay.
I've been legitimately. Oh, and so here's just a small section of what else totally capable.
A lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much tried to keep it focused. I don't think we need APBF earrings, but who knows? Maybe there's a market for that. Sunglasses. Cell phone covers.
No, thank you for looking into it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely.
Just honestly, I figured that the best way for me to help is to, just let my brain go nuts. it's how best can I help? Well, show you ideas, and then okay, what did you like?
Yeah.
And then how, not knowing all the mechanics on your side that that I haven't considered, so what do you see being a possible way to move forward that DogeLord Coffee can best help you guys, you know?
So I look at it more as a, I'm kind of more into like partnership style stuff to where it's not just benefiting us. Like, I don't think it's a one-way street. And I like your comments earlier about some of the photos that we take and the media, the pictures, the videos, stuff like that we put out there, and kind of blending the two to where it's more of a partnership alignment than it is, hey, look what DogeLord's doing for us kind of thing. Because I feel like that can often end up feeling one way kind of down the road. So I want to be sure that we are active in maintaining that partnership at the same time. So if you feel that doing that through social media is one of the better ways to do that we can do as well. Certainly. And I definitely really I think probably one of the more effective ways to fundraise is what you have going in regard to, hey, by the way, a portion of your proceeds go to, most people probably don't know us. So they're like, oh, who's this? And what is this? And what are they about? And so they go to our site, and that drives that information there, because they're like, oh, why is this coffee company supporting this group in particular? Why aren't there any other organizations listed? Because often what you'll see for people that are selling any type of product is a portion of the proceeds go to Save Shelter Dogs. A portion of the proceeds go to rescue. But you're like, who? Mm-hmm. Like, what rescues? What are they about? And so I always feel like there's a piece missing there. So the fact that you already kind of have that outlined and you've already taken that step further, I think is one of the best ways to get awareness and a likelihood of higher donations and support. The other thing I was thinking too, and I don't know if this is a possibility, I don't know how your website is run, so I'm just throwing this out there, and you might be like, yes, Sarah, I can't do that. But the other thought I had too was even an option, like people are like, oh, that's really cool, you guys are donating a portion of the proceeds, but if I want to donate something, can I do that fast and easy too? Is there a way to add, like, oh, send APBF an extra $5, or send APBF an additional donation, or do you want to add to this, or do you want to match DogeLord's donation that we're making today? Something along those lines. That might be an interesting way to kind of increase that too, because now you're giving them the option and almost them the ownership in that, like, oh, DogeLord's doing it and this is what they're donating to. Yeah, I'll match that, or yeah, I want to be a part of that too. And I like what they're doing, so I want to, or I support this coffee company, so I want to support, what they're doing as well and match that. So that could be an option. I don't think there's endless possibilities, and I don't want to get, sometimes I get way too many ideas and I got to hone it back in.
No, I'm an idea man. It's like, I like brainstorming. Like, honestly, I just threw ideas at you. Don't know if any of them's gonna work, but you know what? Let's figure it out. Let's work on it together. How can we make this work? As far as
go ahead.
To answer your question, as of right now, the only additional mechanism is they can do a donation roundup in the cart. As they're getting ready to purchase, they can option to, like, let's say there's like the total is like $22.18. Hey, do you want to round up to $23? They can do that. I have to look a bit deeper. I do believe there's an additional method of donation. I haven't had the chance to deep dive into that and connect it yet, but I do believe there is another mechanism. Which one it is, I'm not sure. Trying to do everything in 24 hours with life, family, work, two businesses, going to classes, like it there's no time. That's why I sleep 2 hours a night.
Yes.
So I will look deeper into that and see if there's what additional methods people can donate, and see about connecting those as soon as I can. As far as what we can do to help each other, I honestly, I think, as far as I am aware, everything I pretty much just... Lexi, I have to apologize to you because the length of that email was ridiculous. It was a novel.
It made me work.
Well, you had 4 bullet point questions, okay? And then I was like, okay, let me address your question. Let me give you the answer, and then let me tell you where we're headed forward.
No, but I really appreciated it though, because I'm just like, he really sat here and thought about it. I was saying, like,
Yeah.
no, it was just like, yes, it was a lot, but I appreciated it though, because it, like I said, it showed me you really sat here and thought about, like, well, what does a partnership with APBF look like? How could we help each other? What are some things that we could do? No, that was great.
So as of right now, like the biggest thing is literally photos and videos with DogeLord Coffee, and if moving forward, if let's say dog mats, dog hoodies, dog collars, like dual branded, whatever we can make and I can send to you guys that you could add to the photos or videos, like you don't even have to talk about them. It's just like a Coca-Cola placement in Spider-Man. Nobody talks about Coca-Cola, but you see it. There it went.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
Same thing. I think that if people see dual branded, whatever, like they see APBF, like a custom made dog leash, dog collar, and then mama's puppies are running around wearing DogeLord Coffee hoodies. With the big giant APBF on the back, they're like, where do I get that?
Yeah.
Like I think that's the biggest way, and it is content, which is why I was like so happy that you were like, yes, please go ahead, record.
Yeah.
So, was there anything in particular that you saw that you would like to try moving forward? Because do you know how print on demand works? Okay, so basically, if the product doesn't exist until somebody orders it, and then the profits would be dedicated towards helping APBF. And I think that whatever we can create together, whether it's hosting it on your website or hosting it on my website, that's just gonna create more opportunities for content, as well as giving the people what they want, or more options to what they want. So, was there anything in particular that you saw that you really liked?
I need to review the email that you sent Alexis, so I can see everything that you outlined there. So I'll read that really thoroughly, to kind of pick and pull and maybe prioritize a little bit to see what I think we could team up on kind of the fastest or most effectively, for sure. But I definitely need to review that. I'm thinking social campaigns are going to be probably some of our top results as far as bringing the two brands together and getting awareness out there about both. I think social campaigns and social awareness will be huge for that. But and you might have already outlined that on there too. But I'll get up with Alexis, and we'll go through everything that you sent too, so that I can say, okay, yeah, maybe do an order of, like I said, an order of priorities to see what would have the biggest reach, or where to start anyway.
Absolutely. That makes sense. I know that I mentioned classes earlier. Like, I'm literally taking marketing and advertising classes with one of the biggest names in advertising right now. So that's going to help DogeLord Coffee, and I plan on leveraging that for APBF as well. So if we can create content focused on, hey, we could use this as a Facebook ad or a YouTube video ad. We even if we're not talking about it, we're talking about the mission of APBF, even if it's just featured in it, that's something that we could, move forward with.
Yeah.
Just something to keep in mind, that I am working on, that marketing, muscle, strengthening that. So I so much excitement over here.
Yes, we do have, we pay a marketing company. We just joined up with them last year. And so we have a limited budget with them, obviously, being the nonprofit that we are, and we're small, but we can also lean in on them based on some materials that we provide, and kind of putting those two things together. We can lean on their creative side too for kind of coming up with some different content pieces, marketing, advertising, things like that as well. So we've got that in our pocket also.
Okay, excellent. The more marketing, the better.
Yeah.
you know, and if the APBF marketing, is showcasing DogeLord, and if the DogeLord, marketing is showcasing APBF, we all win.
Mm-hmm.
So,